So in here we've got Tali and Engineer Adams.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
Yeah, it's because she's highly versed in the tech world.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No.
No, she's amazing.
Oh, wow.
I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I didn't. Yeah, that's... Okay, did I misclick or something? Because I did not mean to say that I would tell her to leave this guy alone. That kind of pisses me off. That's not where I intended to go.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You've got an eye for Tali, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Right you are.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
Wow, that's a cool concept.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Very cool. Really, we've got the only one. That's crazy.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Neat. It's cool that we've got such a good ship. Like, one of the best ships in the entire galaxy, apparently.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Good job, buddy. Keep up the good work.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small.
That's what she said?
I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Normally they're not gathering information on us.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
Damn.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me more.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child.
Whoa.
If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Well, that's a pretty good record. I'm just constantly amazed at how much information they packed into this game, guys.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Well, I don't actually know a lot about that, so you should probably tell me.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
That was a mistake, but yeah, they probably already know that.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
Okay, I think I get it, but that's really weird. Can you tell me a little bit more?
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Yeah. I don't have to ask why about that.
What did you do?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
I mean, that's kind of understandable. You didn't even give them a chance to be peaceful.
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Yeah, look, I wasn't there. I don't know the specific nitty-gritty details of what happened, but it sounds like you guys kind of fucked that one up, if I'm being honest. I kind of want to say this. I feel bad, but I'm gonna say it.
You got what you deserved.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None.
Where's your proof of that?
Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Oh, maybe because we tried to kill them first?
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
I don't know, guys. This conversation has really kind of shifted my views a little bit. I need more information, but I feel like we're missing something in regards to the Geth story. I'm not sure that they're the true enemies anymore.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
That's pretty cool.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Yeah, I get it. I gotta admit, I'm really curious what you look like underneath that mask.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Like, I can see that you have a nose, and I can see that you have eyes. The eyes are actually kind of creepy. I guess we've actually talked about everything now, so never mind.
I should go.
See you later.
Wow, I got 100 XP for that. Yeah, I'm just really hoping that at some point we actually get to look under Tali's mask and see what a Quarian really looks like. Also, if I'm being honest, guys, she's kind of sexy. Just like from the outside. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Tali's kind of sexy. Oh boy. Up here is Ashley and Rex. Okay, we're gonna save Rex. Let's talk to Ashley first.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
Stop dwelling.
They died, you lived. That happens in this job.
Yes, Commander. Believe me, I understand that. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The answer seems plain enough to me. Be more alert.
Aye, aye, Commander. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
I feel like that was harsh, but also ultimately true.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Okay.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am?
Interesting how I just had like a 20-minute conversation with Tali, but both of the humans, Ashley and Caden, don't want to talk at all. What's that all about, guys? And, ooh. Recovering items from here, too? I gotta check all these lockers now. And the last one's gonna be for Liara. Okay. So I could go through and equip my squad mates here, but I don't need to do that right now. Ooh, here's Garrus, too. What up, Garrus?
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
Well...
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
You did the right thing. Life's too short to sit around waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, you're probably right. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Well, I mean, what exactly does that mean?
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Alright, good, just as long as we're clear on that. Look, I'm pretty much with you. Red tape sucks. If it gets in the way of results or something bigger or more important, then we won't let it get in the way. But that doesn't mean that we're gonna like sacrifice innocent people for the sake of like, you know, capturing one guy. You know, it really does have to come down to a numbers game. If we have to sacrifice 500 innocent people to save 1 million innocent people, then yes. But if we don't have to sacrifice those people, then maybe don't be such a dick about it, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Nice ship you got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
Personal inquiry.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
I already talked to her. Don't be an ass.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Big deal. Jesus.
Yeah, they tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Yeah, I didn't really mean to go down this road. It's not the same at all.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What does that mean?
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
That's pretty sad.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
I can't believe that the Solarians don't have a cure for the thing that they created.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
But you have to have scientists because you're part of the galaxy. Like, you've traveled amongst the stars. I mean, okay, maybe you didn't have that many scientists and they're all wiped out now. I guess that could be the case. Huh. That's really fucked up.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Okay. Wow. Well, guys, I started this recording session with the intention of heading to another world and exploring the galaxy. But it turns out there was a lot of talking to do on the Normandy. So, yeah, again, that's just the kind of game this is, and I'm not going to rush through stuff. I want to have the conversations. I want to talk to people. I want to see as much of this game as possible. So, I think we're actually about finished now, unless I've missed somebody or something. I think I am about ready to actually progress with the story. So that's probably what we're going to do when we come back next time. I think, if I remember correctly, we come up and look at the galaxy map. Yeah, you know what? Let's just take a look at this real quick. Press X to zoom out, press A to zoom in, select a destination, and scan or land on a planet. So right now we're on the Citadel, supposedly constructed by the long-extinct Proteans. This colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. Gravity is simulated through rotation and is a comfortable 1.02 standard Gs on the wards and a light 0.3 standard Gs on the Presidium ring. This is mostly the stuff we already read in the Codex, right? So we hit X to zoom out, and then, wow, this is actually really cool. Look at this, guys. Well, there's nothing else around here, so we have to zoom out further. Widow? What is Widow? Is that the name of the system that the Citadel is next to or something? I don't get it. Okay, still nothing here, so we zoom out even more. And now we can see the entire Milky Way galaxy. My god, this is amazing. Oh, this is so cool. So we've got Asteroid X-57, the Exodus Cluster, Liara's dig site, Artemis Tau. That's where we're going to go. We've got Pharos, Pinnacle Station. So much stuff, guys. I think some of this... Okay, so Novaria and Pharos and Liara's dig site are the three main things that we need to check out right now. And then I think Pinnacle Station and Asteroid X-57 are the two DLCs that I downloaded. And then we've also got... We've got other systems here. I guess these are all side quests that we picked up. Armstrong Nebula, Kepler Verge, Hawking Eta. Yeah, I think these are like the distress beacons and the information we picked up about people that need help. So I guess the game just opened up in a hugely massive way, and we have a lot that we can do now. I think the first thing we're going to do is go to Liar's dig site. Let's get in here. So in here we have Sparta, Macedon, Knossos, and Athens. The captain said to look for the system in here that has Prothean ruins, but we've got 4 of them to check out. Yeah, let's do it. Travel into another system. Why waste time? So long, Citadel. It's been real. But you know something? Sheena Shepard has a lot of work to do. Okay, so now we're at the system level, and there's like... Jesus. There's like 6 different planets to land on here in this system. Do we have to check out all these? Pharos. Oh, and there's going to be information for all of them, too. Distant Pharos has seen only a cursory examination by an unmanned probe. It has a trace atmosphere of nitrogen and argon. The surface is mainly composed of tin with deposits of carbon. Deeper craters have been partly filled by ice, suggesting there may be a significant amount of water locked up beneath its frozen surface. A large ice-bright crater in the southern hemisphere makes the planet visible from the inner system, leading to the planet's name. Nice, and we can survey it? Turian insignia recovered. Scans of the planet Pharos revealed an abandoned base on its moon. The recon team found nothing of interest, but much of the debris was marked with the Magna Colony insignia. I don't know what that did for me, but cool, I guess. Next up is Salamis. Salamis? The geological properties of Salamis have been scanned from orbit, but little else is known about it due to its thick carbon dioxide atmosphere and proximity to the energetic star Athens. The equatorial daytime temperatures have been known to turn the surface molten. The crust is composed of iron with deposits of platinum group metals. And we can't actually do anything with this one. I see. So we won't even be able to interact with all these planets. They're just here for flavor text, I guess. Here's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Traces of sodium in the atmosphere give Nausicaa its overall dark gray color, but it is otherwise a typical hydrogen-helium gas giant. An abundance of water vapor in the upper atmosphere account for its white clouds. Cool. Day length is 14 Earth hours. Orbital period is 57 Earth years. I love that they put it in terms of Earth time. Makes it like way easier to comprehend. Okay, then we have Circe? Circe? Something like that. Circe is a modestly sized hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of sulfur and chlorine. These give it its striking yellow-green tint. As the development of the Proteus colony continues, Circe will likely be developed for helium-3 mining. Gas deposit surveyed. While scanning this gas giant, you detected a large concentration of helium-3. Great. And then Proteus. Like the Hanar homeworld, Proteus has more than 90% oceanic cover. The incredible heat thrown off from Athens raises global humidity to 100%, creates constant cloud cover, and powers colossal typhoons that rage across the surface year-round. Hot, humid, and storm-racked, Proteus' rare combination of oxygen-nitrogen atmosphere and carbon-based biosphere nevertheless recommended for colonization. A pilot program is studying the possibilities of colonies below the ocean's surface, safe from the worst effects of the weather. Oh, that's so cool! Ah! I want to explore all these! Proteus has a large amount of free oxygen. Okay, I don't understand the point of the survey. It doesn't seem to be giving me anything. It just tells you extra things about the planet. I guess, like, theoretically, hopefully we'll one day discover something cool when we do a survey. Alright, let's go to Macedon. So we just explored about 6 planets in the span of like 5 minutes. Shargila. Oh, we can actually land on this level, guys. On this planet. Warning, level 1 pressure hazard. Shargila has a very dense atmosphere of ammonia and oxygen. Its temperature surface is mainly composed of alumina, deposits of sulfur. Comm buoys in the system have recently logged a number of unregistered vessels operating nearby. Oh. Pirates. Shargila has an extensive silicon-based oxygen-breathing ecology. Heavily populated areas are covered with fine silica, silicon dioxide, dust, the respiratory byproduct of the world's higher animal forms. High-speed surface winds, often laden with abrasive silica dust, present a hazard. In areas where the wind deposits a great deal of silica, footing can be treacherous. EVAs are discouraged. Alright, well, I don't think this is the place we're looking for, but we are able to land here. Maybe we should check it out. I want to explore everything. We're going down and we're picking our squad. So, I actually really like Tali, guys. And I don't know who I want to not use between Rex or Garrus. These are the two that I definitely want to use. Well, these are the three I definitely want to use. Tali has really good tech status, so like I feel like she would pair well with Rex because he's good in biotic and combat, and then she's got tech covered, so I think we'd be a really well-rounded team. I think maybe let's try that. Let's roll with Rex and Tali for now. Oh god, we're using the Mako. Oh man. Okay. We have made a landing, guys. We're here on this planet, Shargila or whatever, in the Mako. And we got some exploring to do. This is a whole new type of gameplay for this. And, I don't really remember these sections very well, but from what I understand, people have mixed feelings about the Mako sections. But I'm going to reserve judgment until I get into it for myself. So, yeah, this is awesome. We're actually finally out on another planet. I think the game is about to start proper, guys. We finally made it after like 13 episodes or whatever. Alright, yeah, so this is what we'll do when we come back. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are enjoying Mass Effect with the Long Couch, and I'll see you in the next episode. You guys take care.